Burkina Faso have made the trip to Marrakesh to face Djibouti this evening. Visitors looking to go top of Group A, having drawn with the leaders Algeria, whom they trail only by goal difference. Algeria playing at the same time at home to Niger tonight. Djibouti just hoping for a first ever group stage win in World Cup qualifying group stage. Well, these two teams getting used to playing in Marrakesh. Only Algeria actually play their home games on home soil. Everybody else in the group, Djibouti, Burkina Faso and Niger, play their home games in other countries. A lot of them have been played in Morocco. That's been hosting quite a lot of the games. Well, Algeria, they scored 8 times against Djibouti, but they couldn't beat Burkina Faso in their last game, and it means that they do lead, but only on goal difference from Burkina Faso. Their coach spoke a good game before taking on the reigning African champions, and his team helped him not look a fool afterwards. They came back from behind to get a well-deserved draw in September. Well, for Djibouti, they just hope that they will get a first ever victory in the World Cup group stage. It's only the second time they've ever got this far. The last time was in qualifying for the 2010 World Cup, where they scored a couple of times with great joy for those two, but they also let in 30-odd goals as well. And the way things are going in this campaign, something similar could well happen. Well, they've conceded 12 goals so far, 8 against Algeria, 4 against Niger. How can they do now against Burkina Faso, who are talking a good game and giving a good game as well? Well, Burkina Faso are ranked 68 in the world rankings, or fancy their chances of maintaining this fine start against a Djibouti side who are nearly 117 places below them and struggling to really get going in this qualifying. But they are a team, though, that has been consistently towards the bottom end of the FIFA rankings. They are, though, under their young French manager Julien Met, trying to improve their fortunes at last. Country that is wedged on the Red Sea, with Eritrea on the north, Ethiopia to the west, and Somalia to the south. They're effectively the route for Ethiopia to the sea for that landlocked country. And they are trying to set sail themselves on something towards success on a continental level. The Africa Cup of Nations would probably be the first stop for them as they get better. The World Cup, perhaps at the moment, is a distant dream that is unlikely to really be fulfilled at the moment. Well, Djibouti just looking to end a poor run of results, get their qualification campaign up and running, maybe a first ever point. We talked about a victory, but a first point would be a moral victory as well. They have a stern test, though, up against a superior Burkina Faso side, who already look as though they are enjoying life. Well, the Burkina Faso players there wearing T-shirts with Lassina Traoré on there. Of course, he started off so well in qualifying, but between the last World Cup qualifiers and this one, he's got a really serious knee injury, playing for his team Shakhtar Donetsk, playing in the Champions League against Inter, the Serie A side, and, well, hurting himself to the extent that he'll be out for half a year. They are hoping, you can see, that he will be back in time to get to Qatar. They are very confident indeed. Well, Djibouti, meanwhile, hoping that their young French coach, 39-year-old Julien Met, who was born in Bordeaux, will be able to help them advance. It's been 2.5 years since Djibouti had won a single match when he came in 2019, a 2-0 win over South Sudan in qualifying for the Africa Cup of Nations. They got absolutely hammered in the return match. He also takes care of the under-17s as well. Busy man who started off his career in the Republic of Congo, even won the league title there as well. Now he is trying to transfer that philosophy to the national team of Djibouti. Says that he just doesn't want to let down the president. Djibouti ready to come on in one of the best kits in international football, I think. They could play in the same way with as much colour as their jersey, and the rise would surely come. Last win came in a friendly. It was the first win for their new coach against Somalia, 1-0. They got into this stage of the competition by seeing off Burundi. So then, here we go, ready to welcome the two sets of players onto the park. Young Djibouti side, it has been the move by their young coach to bring through the next generation. He started off with the under-23s, trying to get them into the full side. We'll wait for the national anthems, starting with Burkina Faso. Avec toi au Qatar, it says on their shirts, with you going to Qatar. That's the wish, they hope. Now Djibouti. The only side to have lost both games so far, Djibouti. Niger have lost once, but they also won as well against today's hosts. Well, we're effectively behind closed doors because we are so far away from Djibouti, but here is the side that has been put out by Julian Met this evening. There are 4 changes from the side that lost 4-2 against Niger. In defence, Yusuf Batio comes back from his suspension to take his place alongside Doit Weiss, the captain, whilst Ali Farada comes in for Yabi Siad in a 3-man back line. In midfield, Hamza Abdi comes back in again alongside Hassan Wassama, whilst up front we've seen already Kennedy Abdul Aziz comes in alongside Anas Farah Ali, who scored against Niger in the last game. They've only scored 4 goals in the group stages they've been in. This is only their 2nd appearance. They've not been in the competition very often. Our referee is Ali Shalagat Sabila, who is in charge of his first World Cup qualifier today, having already taken charge of a Africa Cup of Nations qualifier last season. So Burkina Faso then, they were on a high after that 1-1 draw against Algeria, the heavyweights last time out, but that injury for Lassina Traoré has been a rather sobering blow for them. Moussa Kanate comes in to replace the Shakhtar Donetsk man up front, whilst further back Ismailia Ouedraogo comes in for the equally flamboyant Gustavo Sangare in the centre of the midfield. Other than that, it's the same side that came back against the African champions in their 2nd game in qualifying last month. Well, we got used to these kind of rather quiet, sober atmospheres during COVID. These 2 sides, though, along with Niger, 3 of the 8 sides that are not allowed to play in a home stadium in their home countries, having to play in an adopted country. Morocco has been seeing an awful lot of Djibouti and Burkina Faso and Niger of late, and we are ready to go now. Off we go then. It is Burkina Faso playing in green, kicking from right to left up against the nominal host this evening, Djibouti, in sky blue. Chance tonight for Burkina Faso to go top of the table if they get a better result than Algeria, who are hosting Niger tonight along the Mediterranean coastline. Forward straight away comes Burkina Faso. Issa Kambore, the right back, trying to just get a little bit of a change against Fouad Moassa. Riblet down that right flank. Expect this to be the pattern for the game. Abdul Topsada. That's going to be a little too far, though, for Issa Kambore to catch up with. Decent start, though. Abdul Topsada, 20 years old. Recently made his international debut. And from Standard Liège in Belgium. Scored a deserved run-1 equaliser against Algeria for Camus Malo's men. Yeah, currently have 4 points from their 2 games so far. A little view there of the much younger looking Djibouti coach, Julian Met, just 39 years old. His first international posting. Good tackle in the middle by Ouedraogo. Forward by Steve Yago. 28-year-old who has got to half a century of caps, the man who plays for Aris Limassol in Cyprus. Here comes the right back, Kabori again, though, stepping back inside. They are tracking him across, though, into the middle. Ouedraogo once more. He's also well looked after. Brian Darboe has been dispossessed, and Djibouti have a chance to come forward. They've scored twice already in this group stage. They scored a single goal in seeing off Somalia in the qualifying competition to get this far. Only the second time they've ever managed it. 2008 they qualified for the group stage to try and get to the 2010 World Cup. Ended up conceding 30-odd goals, but they did score a couple. And when they scored the opener against Niger last month, there were some real celebrations. As well there might be. Particularly as it came from a new man in the side as well. 21-year-old Anas Farah Ali on his debut, getting the goal. By the time they scored the second goal, though, they were already 4-1 behind, and, well, the enthusiasm had rather been sucked out of them. Good ball forward, and picked up by Zakaria Sanogo, the 24-year-old Armenia midfielder, but Djibouti do well to get the ball back again. Easily picked off, though, by Ismailia Ouedraogo. Doesn't quite have the attacking flair of Gustavo Sangare, who reports say was ill and unable to play tonight. It's a shame, really, as well, because he's a very, very attacking midfielder with a wicked shot on him, as we've seen already in this competition. Sangare cracking long-range shot, forced a diving save out of Niger's goalkeeper, Kasala Douada, who had a double save later as well in the first half, and then thundered the bar against them in the second half. No Sangare tonight, though, unfortunately. Burkina Faso having to do without the man who plays for lower division Quevilly Rouen in France. Burkina Faso have the ball back again and are on the charge. Topsana runs it behind but gets a corner. First of the game approaching the 5-minute mark. Still see the celebrations now when they equalised against Algeria in the second half in September. A tap-in after a really great run and low cost from Lassina Traoré. Traoré had led the line so well against Niger, the 20-year-old, and against Algeria. How will they do without him? Corner comes in, well caught by Innocent Mbone Hakoi. Djibouti's 27-year-old keeper who's only just really broken into the side. Most of the Djibouti side all play in their home country. A lot of them playing for Artasola 7, who won the title this year. We're only a week away from the start of the new season in the Horn of Africa country. Next weekend it all kicks off. Hervé Kofi there, given a little bit of the hurry up in the end. He feeds out to left back Oula Traoré. Back four unchanged from that Algeria match, with Issa Kabori on the right, Steve Yago alongside Issafou Dio, the captain, and Oula Traoré on the left. Djibouti on the attack down that right-hand side, and Balon Fouad Mouassa. It's a good ball. And a chance in the middle for Kennedy Abdelaziz, trying to turn. Desperate defending from Burkina Faso, and in the end Hassan Wassama managed to get the shot away. But the midfielder who scored his maiden goal with a 90th minute free kick in that 4-2 defeat against Niger, unable to get his second. Really nice turn. Good save though from Kofi. Not encouraging from Djibouti. After all the early pressure in the opening 6 or 7 minutes, it's Djibouti who come up with the first real early chance. Just to show that they might have done well against the African champions last time out, but they have to take every game just as seriously. Good tackle by Hamza Abdi. However, there was a foul just before he got involved. There on Topsada. Rather worried-looking Julia Met, already the coach for Djibouti. And it's picked up, first touch. Innocent Mboni Hakui. There's a good ball into the middle. Topsada couldn't see it, and then rather weak volley in the end by Oula Traore. Yet to score for his national side, the Haroya defender in Guinea. Well, that was not exactly what Anas Farah Ali was hoping for with that ball down the left-hand side. Kamu Malo there was ridiculed in some quarters when he reiterated his view that his men could easily compete with the African champions Algeria. He was accused of underestimating the Africa Cup of Nations winners, but well, his words were not hollow, and his team proved it. However, it's no good coming up with a good result against them and then tripping up against the minnows of Djibouti. We already saw what happens there last night. Central African Republic with a giant killing performance against the multiple World Cup finalists Nigeria. Only Cameroon have got to more World Cups than them, but they were felled 1-0 by the lowly Central African Republic yesterday evening. Djibouti will be hoping to do something similar. They haven't exactly adopted the same style, though. They've already tried to attack. We barely saw any of the Central African Republic players get over the halfway line. But Djibouti showing an awful lot more ambition here against Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso not one of the 13 African nations that have already qualified for the World Cup in the past. They have been regulars, though, at the Africa Cup of Nations, though, since they first qualified in 1996 in Egypt. They even reached the final back in 2013, when they lost to Nigeria, 1-0, in the days of their star man, Jonathan Petroipa. And then they were third in 2017, losing to Mohamed Salah's Egypt on penalties in the semi-finals. Goalkeeper Hervé Kofi actually took a penalty in that shootout. He missed it. Forward by Dabo. Topsada looking into the middle. Moussa Konate unable to get there, and it'll be a goal kick. Little bit of a complaint to the assistant from Fouad Mouassa. Didn't appreciate that challenge through the back of him by Adama Guiri. On the attack again, though. Kennedy Abdul Aziz, though, runs into trouble and is dispossessed by Steve Yago. Yago across to his skipper, Issafu Dayo. Kabore feeds it back into the path of Dabo, and Burkina Faso are going nowhere fast at the moment. Good pressure from Abdulaziz. And he forces Yago to send it back to the goalkeeper, Hervé Kofi. The high press coming from shall we call them the home side, even though we are a few thousand kilometers away from where they come from, here in the north of Africa. Big trip for a home game from the eastern side of the continent. Good tackle, it's picked up by Ouedraogo. Now a chance for Burkina Faso to try and drive forward, but again the midfielders for Djibouti. As soon as they don't have the ball, they all push up as a unit. This is good stuff. Nice turn though from Konate. Oh, he's just lost it, unfortunately, Zakaria Sanogo. And it dribbles out for a Djibouti throw. Going to be the captain, Duane Weiss, with the throw. Second most capped player in Djibouti history. Trying to lead a squad of youngsters towards greater things in the future. Here's Traoré, Oula Traoré. No Bertrand Traoré either as well in this squad, the Aston Villa man. Injured at the beginning of the Premier League season and not turning out for Burkina Faso in this window. Topsada goes down, free kick. Ali Farada protesting his innocence. Returning to the side again after being involved in that 8-0 hammering by Algeria on the opening night of the group stage. Rather sobering experience after the euphoria of having made it through this far for only the second time in their history. They haven't been in the competition very often, to be fair. Brian Darbo standing over the ball. He's going to leave it though, and it's sent in by Zakaria Sanogo, but sent out again, and a chance, overhead kick. Attempted by the captain, Dayu, the centre-back, but offside on that return ball into the box from Ouedraogo. Ooh, well, was it though? There was one man in that Djibouti back five, or back five, who didn't quite go when supposed to. Topsada, 15 minutes gone, Djibouti 0, Burkina Faso 0. Second in the group on goal difference, Burkina Faso. Bottom of the group with no points, Djibouti. At the moment, it's not clear which is which. Quickly taken by Traoré, and a chance here for Sanogo to have a run into the box, gets it across. He's hit it hard though, and it's gone all the way out to the other side. It's well kept in though by Kabore, and then he overhits it and it's over the bar, and Mbomi Akui ends up inside his own net, and I think has hurt himself doing it. Yes. Just came down awkwardly and he's landed on his knee. Kabore here, just a bit too much adrenaline, and he grabs onto the bar, and that's the problem. Loses his balance. Innocent Mbomi Akui, 24 years old now, a dozen caps for the man who plays for Djibouti AS Port. What a number of players from that side in the squad, including replacement goalkeeper Nasruddin Abdi Abaton, as well as Ali Youssef Farada, the centre-back, just in front of him. I think maybe just shocked himself a bit However, if you're Burkina Faso now, you'll be wanting to take a pot shot on him as soon as possible. Just discussions at the moment for the Djibouti substitutes. Well, he's fit enough to be able to take the goal kick. Oh, big tackle there from Zakaria Sonogo. You could hear that clash, particularly in this empty stadium. Dayu spreads it out wide where Issa Kabore is waiting as ever. Overstepped it though and has given it away in midfield. Good little turn and pass by Anas Farah Ali. It's not a bad ball. Looking for Abdulaziz, who keeps it in. Unfortunately, he only stops it going for a goal kick. Well, he did well to keep it in, to be honest, and Ali Farada might have tried maybe a little more to get after that. Issoufou Dayo feeds it across to Steve Yago, his centre-back partner, out to Oula Traore. Now Burkina Faso trying to build something a little bit more productive to Sonogo. Sonogo has gone for everything there. And unfortunately for him, Abdul Topsad are unable to keep it in. Just struggling to really calm down into the game, Burkina Faso. They'll be very conscious of the difference in this game to the one they played Algeria, where they were the absolute underdogs in most people's eyes, except their coach, of course. This one, they're the overwhelming favourites against a side that is well over 100 places below them in the standings, or the FIFA rankings. Fouad Moussa holding on to the left ankle, gets the foul as we head towards the 20-minute mark. Captain Issoufou Dayo forced to put it away for a Djibouti throw-in. 20 minutes gone, Djibouti 0, Burkina Faso 0.
Thank you.
He likes a bit of theatrics, doesn't he, Fouad Mouassa? He's got the free kick. I think he wants the yellow card, but I don't like it when players do that. Let the referee the game. Just get on with playing. Particularly as either of the fouls that are on him haven't been that bad. They've just been fouls. Now then, here comes Batio. Restored to the side tonight after his suspension, but that was a loose ball looking for Kennedy Abdulaziz, and Djibouti concede possession rather easily. There, Julien Mette saying well played to that tackle back, and then a rather poor tackle this time. He wouldn't be surprised if a yellow card came out for that one. Mohamed Fouad getting the treatment from Ouattara. Rather from Rodrigo. Burkina Faso skipper comes across to see if he's okay, and there's a little bit of something else is going on. What is Brian Darboe doing on the floor? Well, that happened away from the treatment being handed out before, and there's a yellow card coming out here for somebody. Well, this does imply that, I don't think the referee saw this, but maybe the assistant came across and gave him a few words. all of the assistants and the referee from Uganda this evening. And a yellow card also given to Dabo. Daouda Ouaissa. Now what happened here? Well, I still have no idea. All rather foolish on both sides.
Don't keep quiet under situation. Don't keep quiet.
Brian Dabo, who's a 29-year-old midfielder who plays in Turkey. Dozen or so international caps. Back from Cambore and then out by Dayu. Good strong play from Adama Guira. Kabore feeds it across and the press is still there. They are being really made to be stretched here by Djibouti. If they can keep this going deep into the game. However, they're in trouble now with Brian Dabo down the left-hand side. Still not away. Top Sada turns and shoots and hits a wall of blue shirts and white socks. Taken away by Mohamed Fouad. But he was on his own there, running down the left-hand side. Halfway through the first half. No goals. Best chance has really gone to Djibouti. Shot save from Hassan Ouassama. That should be the goalkeepers, and is. Mboni Hakui. Looks as though he's recovered from that slightly awkward fall when he sort of swung on the crossbar, trying to make sure that a shot, or a cross really, from Kabore wasn't going to trouble him. Yago. Oh, that's dangerous and risky, but he's got away with it. Oula Traore completes the clearance out towards Top Sada and then towards Kanate. But it's back to the goalkeeper for Djibouti, who are looking very good at the moment. Well, it would have been a good header from Kennedy Abdulaziz if anybody had actually been running down the right wing. Hervé Kofi, the experienced goalkeeper, feeds it out to his skipper. Kabore forward, picked up by Zakaria Sonogo. And there's a chance here. Kanate's got to it, and he's going to get the corner. However, there was an awful lot better to be had out of that counter-attack. They'll have to make do with the set piece. Good ball down the line. Moussa Kanate had a look up to see what was going on, but couldn't beat the defender who had come to mark him. Issa Kabore will take the set piece. Man who plays for Estac Troyes, who were promoted to Ligue 1 last season. Doing their very best to try and stay there. Ball should be easy for Innocent Mbone Okoye, and is. And he falls on it. Underneath the legs. Just need a little bit of composure when they're coming forward, Djibouti. Well, they've already played against Algeria. And honestly, they're doing better against Burkina Faso than they did against the African champions. Is it a handball? No. Quick turn and it dribbles into the goalkeeper's arms, but Ouedraogo thought there might have been more to be had there. No VAR, so it's the referee's word or nothing. Top Sada couldn't get there. Ouedraogo had the shot, but not really clear and obvious. At this stage against Algeria, they were already 3-0 down. Were Djibouti, they've managed to get this far into the game against Burkina Faso, and it's still 0-0. They also had a man sent off as well in the centre-back, Yusuf Batio, which was the reason why he didn't play against Niger in their last game. Dio. Ooh, that was confident by Kofi. They're proving obdurate are Djibouti, and all of that pressing has paid off because they've got the throw-in. Batio decides to go backwards in order to go forwards. Gets it back again, feeds it into the path of Hamza Abdi. And as Farah Ali runs it into touch though, and it's quickly taken by Kabore. Not quite as efficient coming forward anymore, Djibouti. Maybe their mind's just beginning to turn to the fact that they are still level. Must have known what happened with Central African Republic last night. Minnows to say, felling a giant. This wouldn't quite be in that league in terms of the opposition, but Djibouti further down the pecking order than Central African Republic, and down goes Abdulaziz rather theatrically. The referee completely ignores him. Topsada decides to leave that for Oula Traore. Well, Burkina Faso will certainly be aiming for a clean sheet in this game. They've recorded 7 clean sheets in their last 12 outings. Unbeaten in their last 6 competitive games, going back to a 1-0 defeat against Mali in January. Djibouti, though, on the attack again. Abdulaziz pushed by Topsada. He doesn't go down, though. Still keeps going and manages to get the ball across, but it's cut out by Dayu. And eventually the ball is sent back out for a throw-in. Slight worried look now on Kamu Malu's face. However, that will calm him down as Hervé Kofi makes a simple catch and feeds it out to Dabo. Good tackle across, though, by Fouad. And again, Djibouti closing down well. Half an hour gone. Djibouti 0, Burkina Faso 0. And les riverains de la mer Rouge, the inhabitants of the Red Sea, that translates as. Doing all right at the moment, making themselves at home here in Morocco. Well, Burkina Faso haven't created very much in this half, but this was a chance. I thought it should have been a penalty, but neither Topsada nor Ouedraogo could get the ball through to work Mbone Hakui. It was one of those where it was very close to the man taking the shot, and we couldn't quite see whether or not the arm was in an unnatural position. That should be Kofi's, and is. That's a great kick out and brilliantly taken down by Topsada, who's still going. Well, he might have been allowed to carry on there. What a magnificent piece of distribution, though, by Hervé Kofi. Well, over 30 international caps now for the 24-year-old who plays his club football for Charleroi in Belgium. He's been in good form as well as Hervé Kofi in the 2 games so far, coming up with some important saves, particularly against Algeria. So Carrier Sonogo is going to take charge of this free kick. Well, that didn't look like 10 metres. That wall closed rather quickly before he'd actually hit the ball. Back he goes to Coffey. He didn't complain about it usually. Coffey far forward, and it's intercepted. Sonogo underneath it. Feeds it down the line. But again, the defence is strong and true and solid. Well marshalled and well drilled by the looks of it by Julien Met, who is constantly talking to his young charges, encouraging them. Moussa Konate, I think, has given away a goal kick. It's a wonder anybody can get any of the messages. You can hear so many people shouting at each other. Into the last third then of the first half. Djibouti still showing admirable resistance and a little bit of flair as well. They might have got in front themselves. Mohamed Fouad does well, and it feeds through to Anas Farah Ali. His poor ball, though, gives it away to Kabore. And now there's a chance for Burkina Faso to break. Good work. Sonogo wanted it back again, though, but he wasn't forthcoming from Darbo. And he feeds it back to the captain, Dayu. Forward by Yago into Traore. And again, Djibouti are able to reform the lines of defence. Kabore into Sonogo. The return ball comes from the right winger, and it's gone behind. Anguish from Yusuf Bati. I think he realised he didn't need to put it behind for the corner. There was no one in a green shirt near him. It's taken quickly, though. Kabore into the middle. Konate with the header, and it goes well over Innocent and Mbone Hakoi's goal. Well, he was the man who doubled Burkina Faso's lead against Niger. 3 minutes after Lassina Traore had opened the scoring with a 76-minute penalty. He was a long way away from getting his second goal of the campaign, though. Coffey looking for Traore. Good pressure, though, coming from Ali Farada. Picked up by Abdelaziz. He's sent it all the way back, and the goalkeeper's actually going to come and get it. Oh, dear. Well, I'm not sure the goalkeeper actually did his colleague Mohamed Bouhan many favours there by coming out. And his coach is certainly not very happy with that piece of play. That was a very unnecessary corner to give away with 10 or so minutes to go until the break. Zaria Sonago with the corner kick, and it's well punched away by Mbone Hakoi. Picked up by Ouedraogo, feeds it down the line to Topsada. There are still men in the middle here for Burkina Faso, and I think it was Dayu with the header, but again, there was no power in it. And the captain runs back with it, still goalless with 9 minutes to go. Well, they'd all stayed forward from the corner. He rose well, did the captain, but he just couldn't get the power. Seems to be an issue on the far side. Here's a Djibouti player. Fouad Mouassa. New fullback who needs attention. 28-year-old who plays for the champions, Arta Sola 7. Well, a relaxed or Indolent is another way of putting it, looking subs bench at the moment for Burkina Faso, who must be as confused as everybody on the pitch at how a team that is so far behind their team in the world rankings can be matching them. Burkina Faso have not really had what you'd call a clear-cut chance. And I'm not sure that we're going to see any more of Fouad Mouassa Reble. He's looking very ginger as he makes his way off the pitch. Must have twisted an ankle. Djibouti with 10 men at the moment. Ouedraogo getting a few words of wisdom from Kamu Malu. As we carry on again then after a couple of minutes of delay. 38 minutes gone, still 0-0. Djibouti defending resolutely, like Central African Republic did last night. Central African Republic, though, they tended to defend a little deeper, whereas Djibouti are certainly employing the high press. Not always together, but it's been effective so far. Good turn there by Adama Guiar. But Zakaria Sanogo is tackled well by Hassan Wassama. Had that good attempt saved earlier on in the half by Hervé Kofi, which is probably the nearest we've come to a goal by either side. Yago feeds it out to Deo. Deo with the speculative ball forward and nearly made it through to Kanate. A mistake in defence, not punished. Stallions at the moment being rather corralled. Ooh, big tackle by Oula Traoré. And it has left Hamza Abdi flattened on the deck. Oh, knee against knee, that's never nice. I'll have a pizza with all the trimmings, please. Kofi picks it up and urges his team to push forward. He's looking for the long ball. There's another great delivery from the Burkina Faso shot stopper. Sanogo goes there up against Awais, gets the ball across, looking for Ouedraogo again, and again they deal with it. Tackled by Oula Traoré, but it goes off for a throw into Djibouti with 5 minutes to go until the break. Constant encouragement from the Djibouti bench. And it's being met with the right response. That's offside, though, against Abdelaziz. Burkina Faso getting rather upset over nothing. I think that Djibouti are trying to waste time already. Good ball down the line. Sanogo takes it from Kabore. Takes the return ball. This is nice. He goes down. And it might be a penalty. And it might be a goal. And it's gone over. And the referee has given a corner. The nearest that Burkina Faso have come to a goal. Really good interchange of play here. Sending Kabore into the box. He was tripped, I think. Referee played on. And it goes behind. Sanogo with the corner. It's out by Wassama. Picked up, though, by Dabo. Sanogo. It goes behind. It'll be another set piece. And all of a sudden, 3 minutes away from the end of the first half, Burkina Faso have suddenly stepped up a gear. Eager men in green shirts waiting for Sanogo's corner to come in. And it's, again, a rather misdirected header from Moussa Kanate. This time well over from the centre forward. In tonight because of that long-term injury for Lassina Traore. Differing reports as to whether or not he'll be out for 6 months, 9 months or 12 months. That would be a horror show if he had to be out for a full year. After that challenge he had playing for Shakhtar Donetsk against Inter Milan. There's going to be a change. David Weiss is coming off. The captain's armband is shifted onto the arm of Mohamed Bouhan. And Yaba Siadi was dropped from the starting 11, comes on just before the break. Mohamed Bouhan will probably move into the centre of defence where he played against Niger. He was out on left back against Algeria. Traore, well marshalled again. Long ball, they're having to go over the top, aren't they? Because the midfield is just being too much trouble for Burkina Faso in this first half. So Hervé Koffé is taking the direct route on quite a few occasions, trying to bypass them completely. We're into the last 45 seconds of the first half, and Djibouti holding on to a point at the moment, which would be historic if they can keep it this way. Never won a point in World Cup qualifying before in the group stage. Could this be the night? And Boni Hakui, he also goes long. Darbo's gone down again. Well, that was a remarkably loud cry of pain from a man who immediately got up and ran off. Just a single minute being added on at the end, which is a little bit surprising after the stoppages we've had in the game. Yusuf Udayu, little ball out to Issa Kabore, who's been a threat down that right-hand side all through the first half, along with Zakaria Sonogo. Into Yago, nice little turn from the central defender, and he brings Oula Traore into play. Ouedraogo. That's not a bad little ball in! And there's the opening goal inside injury time. And it's Abdul Topsada who scored it. Finally, quality supply into the box. And a quality finish to go with it. And they remember Lassina Traore, who is out with a terrible knee injury until further notice. Well, Djibouti hang on until the half-time interval and then go behind. Just like Liberia did last night, scoring right at the end of their game with Cape Verde. Brilliant ball in from Ouedraogo. On the money, nobody picking up Abdul Topsada. The half-time whistle goes, and Burkina Faso, with virtually their first real chance of the half, take the lead. Djibouti will be crestfallen because it's finished at the end of the first half. Djibouti 0, Burkina Faso 1.
Allez. On est bien là, on est bien, on est bien.
Excellent.
Nadir.
Welcome back to Marrakesh, where the two teams are coming out for the second half. Burkina Faso somehow managing to go in leading 1-0 at half-time after their only real move of quality in the game. They suddenly came alive inside the last 2 minutes of the half. They might have had a penalty just before that move. Brian Darboe was yellow carded in that first half. He's having a word with our referee from Uganda at the beginning of the second. Really, Burkina Faso should win this at a canter. So much higher in the world rankings than their visitors. Well, both these sides are visitors, really. And yet both are also both at home. They both play their home matches inside this stadium. Julien Met, well, he would have had a few words with his young side at half-time, who held out so well for 45 minutes of that first half before going behind to a really good piece of wing play and then a great header in the box. Will that help to just calm down a slightly agitated Burkina Faso side? First half, they started to get a little bit frustrated with an excellently organised Djibouti side who closed them down really well. And were really unlucky to get to half-time. Not still at 0-0. So then, ball is back on the centre spot. We're ready for the second half. No substitutions at half-time by the looks of it, so it's the same 22. We're underway. Djibouti hoof it. And has it been kept in? No. Well, Djibouti did have a chance in the first half to score. Hassan Wassama engineering some space on a left-foot shot that was well saved by Hervé Kofi. Oh, that's a bit short. Burkina Faso, though, keep hold of it. That was good work by Issa Kabore, who spent most of his time charging forward down the wing rather than having to deal with defensive duties. Down the wing. Nice. Sanogo feeds it on to Ouedraogo, who set up the goal. This time it's a low cross that doesn't find a teammate. Guira does well, beats two men. Burkina Faso looking to ram home their advantage. All the way through was the man who scored the goal, Abdul Topsoda. Sanogo.
Yes. Go forward. Good, Anas. Good. Hey, Mohamed.
Well taken down by Kabore. And his pass is wayward, though, and is picked up by Djibouti. Chance for the counter-attack. Not anymore, there isn't. And a bit of a lunge there by Kennedy Abdulaziz through on Brian Darboe. He was lucky he didn't connect, and the way that Darboe was going down theatrically in the first half, he's lucky that the midfielder decided to stay on his feet. Long ball, looking forward, and is well picked up by Kanate. Three men in the middle. If they can find them, it's over the top of Sanogo. And Djibouti are able to clear, but they've given the ball away again. Oh, lovely turn here. Here comes Issa Kabore. Decent ball in. Looking for Kanate, and it's in! Is it offside, though? Well, it's Tapsoba who is head over heels with joy again for the second time in the game. Djibouti looking for the offside flag. And it looks like it is not coming. And Burkina Faso, having got ahead right at the end of the first half, have doubled their lead at the beginning of the second. Well, Guira made the interception once more and fed it out. Brilliant turn by the excellent Issa Kabore. Brilliant ball in as well. A volley came from Kanate, and it sort of ricocheted off of Abdul Tapsoba. And Burkina Faso now looking as though they're more comfortable. Well, it looks as though it was Ali Farada who played Tapsoba onside. And the man who plays for Standard Liège getting his international goals tally off the ground with 2 goals that will just help to put Burkina Faso's feet underneath themselves and regain their composure and balance. They held out so well, but it wasn't to be in the end. By half-time, they were 4-0 down against Algeria in their group opener. They were 5-0 down after Slimani scored the completed his hat-trick in the 46th minute. Not quite the destruction here against Burkina Faso, but we've still got another 40 minutes to go in the game. And the Burkina Faso side now beginning to look more confident. Another good ball in, and Tapsoba might complete his hat-trick. And it is 3-0. And it is all falling apart. And a very well-deserved goal for Issa Kabore. The man who could have earned a penalty at the end of the first half. Superb in supplying his teammates from that right flank. Has got a little bit of individual glory for himself.
Let's go, let's go.
Well, it was a great ball in. And he was just in the right place, was Issa Kabore. So no hat-trick for Tapsoba, but it's still 3-0. The first ever international goal for Issa Kabore. Well, it's all fallen apart rather quickly for Djibouti. And this is a young side that looking for international confidence up against a side that has got infinitely better players at the moment. There's an awful lot of learning that Julien Met is also having himself as well. He's barely 40 years old himself as a coach. It's only his 3rd appointment. It's his first appointment in international football. He, like his players, are rather learning on the job. And Burkina Faso, who in the last 10 years have reached the final of the Africa Cup of Nations. They reached the semi-final as well in 2017, 4 years after they reached the showpiece event on the continent. Burkina Faso looking to put it over on Algeria, but Algeria, last time we heard, were leading in their match against Niger. Not playing terrifically well though, but a cracker from Riyad Mahrez has them in front. That's nicely played. Great place from the substitute Siad. Steve Yargo looking for somebody to give the ball to further forward, and there was nobody, so in the end played it square. Guira to Ouedraogo, and all of a sudden there is no real urgency to press forward from the nominal visitors tonight. Both these sides away from home. Burkina Faso have travelled north across the Sahara Desert to play this game tonight, and the hosts have actually travelled a lot further to host this game. And it must feel very far away now, the trip they've made with them 3-0 down. Not an unexpected scoreline, but we didn't quite expect the route that got us here. Still the task at hand for Djibouti to try and score. Try and get that habit going. They got a couple against Niger in their last game. They were already conceded 4, though, by the time they scored the second of those. 4 goals now they have scored in a World Cup qualifying group stage. It was Hussein Yassin Migli's 1-0 winner against Somalia that put Djibouti into a group with Malawi, the Democratic Republic of Congo and Egypt in the race for 2010. They finished bottom of the group that time, conceding 30 goals, but Ahmad Hassan Daha and Musa Harir played themselves into Djibouti legend by scoring in that campaign. Drago has come back and made a good tackle there. Dabo intercepted. That's not a foul, is it? Good tackle, though, by Sanogo. And Dabo would do well to get back up and join the attack. 3 men going after the right winger, though, and well, Sanogo there was a little bit isolated. If Dabo had stood up, he could have been a release. And he was too busy trying to get a free kick. Here comes Abdulaziz on the run, trying to run through everybody. And he's done well. However, it was well dealt with by Steve Yago, the Burkina Faso defender. That's too far ahead, and it's picked off easily by Fawed Musa. And again, down the line from Farah Ali. Musa. Musa just a little dink over the top, looking for Hassan Wassama, who goes into the box and goes down. The referee tells him to get up, so he does. He's still got the ball. He's done well here, holding off a number of defenders. Farad Musa now picks it up. He's got support behind him. Picked up by Mohamed Fouad. Back to Siad. And they'll start again with Batio down the other side. 10 minutes into the second half, and it's Djibouti 0, Burkina Faso 3. Djibouti desperately trying to get a foothold in the game, having now 3 quick goals either side of half-time. Djibouti want the throw. Doesn't look like they're going to get it. Oula Traore. Well, this was the attempt at getting a penalty by Wassama. But he didn't really appeal, to be honest with you. He just got on with it. Slightly refreshing to see that kind of play from a footballer.
Thank you.
Gabore. Back to his captain. Nice little play from Yago, feeds it into Guira. Now the chance for Sanogo to race down the right-hand side, but again, he's been well marshalled, and it goes back to Drago in midfield. And now all the way back into their own half. And Dayo. They're being rushed all the time, Burkina Faso. This is really good application defensively from Djibouti. They have just been caught out 3 times when their concentration dropped for a moment. That's a great ball in, and over the top from Kanate again. That's the 3rd header he's had, and he's been unable to get it on target. Well, he's seen the other man who scored against Niger. Put the ball in the back of the net, but he's not been able to follow suit. Abdul Aziz up against Steve Yago again, and again the defender comes out on top. Dabo, a little layoff. That's nice into Sanogo, who again turns well, and he's feeding it through for Konate! And this time he will score. Well, it was a 50-50 ball, although you'd have to say it was a 33% ball because there were 3 of them going for the one pass through. Defender and goalkeeper didn't get there in time. Konate stuck out a foot and managed to just dribble it past the goalkeeper into the back of the net. His second goal of the qualifying campaign. And now Burkina Faso starting to think about the goal difference. Don't forget, Algeria scored 8 against this side in their group opener. Sanogo has been truly exceptional in this game with his play, and that is a fine assist for him. Just wanted it more. And it's Djibouti 0, Burkina Faso 4. Well, no goal tonight for Anas Farah Ali. He's replaced by Omar Abdullah. And Hamza Abdi also comes off. Ahmed Mohamed comes on for him. There's an issue for the goalkeeper, Innocent Mbone Hakui. Maybe he might have just got his foot stood upon by Konate as they were going for that ball together. So play just suspended for a moment. Well, he tried hard enough. And the first time he's actually had a shot with his foot, and that was the one that brought him the score. Immediately, a touch for Omar Abdullah. Centre forward, and the shot from Hassan Wassama, his second of the game, goes into the hands of Hervé Kofi. Dabo, lovely little ball over the top, is picked up by Tapsoda, who might have had a hat-trick tonight, but he couldn't quite gather it. Goalkeeper still having trouble with his shoes. Another good ball in. Sanogo feeding it across to Traore. And Tapsoda slipping at the vital moment, but his misfortune was Issa Kabore's joy. And it looks like he might be brought off now. So the goal scorer is off, smiling. And he is replaced then by Yakuba Sonye. And the other goal scorer is going to come off as well. 2-goal hero Abdul Tapsoba is also coming off, I think. However, first it's Zakaria Sonogo who's coming off. He'll be rested. Don't forget they've got the return leg coming up in midweek. So there's no need to run them into the ground tonight with the game won. And it's Batu who comes on.
Sally. Sally, what's happened?
Into the last half an hour then. And Burkina Faso in control. But Djibouti still as full of running as ever, despite the fact that now any chance of a draw has long since disappeared. Mohamed Fouad does a complete pirouette and then launches it cross field. In the end, Kabore actually didn't go off. Looked like he was going to, but he's actually still on there. There he is, on the ball now. Back to the goalkeeper from Issoufou Daou. And that's not the best ball out by Kofi. However, Radrago tidies up, stealing the ball away from Mohamed Fouad. First touch there briefly for Sonia. And who came on to replace Zakaria Sonogo, who has earned his rest after an excellent performance out on the wing. He and Issa Kabore really linking up well down the right-hand side in both halves. Burkina Faso unable to do anything with that service until the end of the first half, and then they ripped Djibouti apart at the beginning of the second. And they might do more damage. Wadrago is being pressured and has done well again. Will it get through to Botu? No, but he was fouled anyway, so the referee has brought play back. Last 25 minutes. Taken short. Back from Kabore to the captain, Dabo. Into Yago. Dabo once more. He goes down. And again, he makes a lot of noise for a big man. And it's a yellow card finally comes out. Substitute. Ahmed Mohamed has only been on for about 5 minutes and he's already gone into the book. Wasn't the best challenge, but I'm sure Dabo will be just fine.
Done and begin.
Forward by Songa. Switches flanks, and here he goes again. Kabore down the right-hand side. Oh, he's overhit that. However, there is a Burkina Faso man on the far side. However, all the sting in that attack has been well and truly neutralised. Djibouti trying to break, but now it's Burkina Faso's turn to turn on the high press. Halfway through the second half, Burkina Faso trying to rein in the leaders, Algeria. And they might have another chance here. Not the best ball in by Botu. That was his first touch, and it was a pretty ineffectual one. Picked up by Ahmed Mohamed. Into Mohamed Fouad. And Djibouti not exactly charging forward. Sead into the middle. Looking a little tentative at the moment in their preparation of this attack.
C'est quoi cette passe là?
Sia decides to use the goalkeeper. Looking for the long ball, but Kabara is there, but he's just stepped away from it and almost allowed Fouad Moussa Rebler in. In the end, it goes harmlessly behind for a goal kick. Well, in the end, they haven't missed Lassina Traoré as much as they thought they might. We wish the 20-year-old well, as his... there's nobody there. Another goal kick. As I was saying, we miss him being here, but we wish him well as he recovers from that horrible knee injury. Came in a challenge with the Dutchman Denzel Dumfries. He was playing for Inter Milan against Traoré's Shakhtar Donetsk side. And we hope it's not 12 months he'll be out. And that he'll be back rather quicker than that. It's a long, lonely road back, though, for people who have knee injuries like that. But once upon a time, you almost used to guarantee retirement. It's not quite the foregone conclusion these days with the advances in medical technology. Nevertheless, it's going to be a tough road back. It's going to be a tough road as well for Burkina Faso if they are to stop Algeria taking the one and only qualifying place at the top of the group. 10 groups, don't forget. Only the winners go through to the third and last round of qualifying for the World Cup. Nicely done by Guira. That gets a little round of applause from the, I presume, the bench, as there's not really anybody else here. It's a lot less clear in the game going on in Algiers, between Algeria and Niger. Although it's Riyad Mahrez has just scored his second goal of the game to make it 3-1 now to Algeria. So they will keep their place at the top of the table. They scored 8, don't forget, against Djibouti. Burkina Faso have only scored 4. That could be the difference by the end of this group campaign. It is imperative that Burkina Faso beat Algeria if things stay the way they are in terms of goal difference. Djibouti trying to do something about that goal difference. Fouad can't get the ball into the box, though. Cut out by Sonia. Desperate cries from Julien Mette, but as yet, all he's getting is unbridled enthusiasm from the men on the pitch. There's no real quality happened for them in the second half. Disappointment you heard expressed there as that attack broke down. Sonia can't beat his man. However, Burkina Faso keep the ball into the last 18 minutes now in a couple of seconds. Back to the goalkeeper from the captain, Issafou Deo. Burkina Faso actually played Niger in their group opener, and it's actually late goals that broke their hearts. The men from Niger held on really well for 3/4 of that game. Again, it was here at this stadium, that game. Here come Djibouti. In by Moussa, and straight into the arms of Kofi, who immediately gets things going with Ouedraogo, who steps away from 3 men beautifully. Botu has given the ball away rather badly. Well, he's trying to show that he's worth his place in this team and squad, but he won't do it like that. Forward Musa is intercepted by a man who has been impressive tonight, Issa Kabore. Here he is on the ball once more. A goal scorer, created plenty of chances as well, particularly in the second half. Steps inside Sonia, flying header gives away the throw in from Hassan Wassama. If he had taken his couple of chances a little more clinically, we might be seeing a very different game. First one he missed was in the first half when it was still 0-0. Here comes Botu. Substitute is tackled, and luckily for him, it's going to be a throw-in to Djibouti, who are about to make 2 more changes. Abbas Fouad is going to come on, the number 8. And Samuel Timadio. Excuse me, it's Sabri Ali, excuse me, who is coming on. And Sabri Az comes on for the centre forward, Kennedy Abdulaziz. And also coming off is Fouad Massa as well, replaced by Abbas Fouad. Konate's after it again, but it's cleared. It'll be a Burkina Faso throw-in, which Kabare will take. Kabare again. This time, he doesn't get any joy. 20-year-old, though, has been sensational. 15 minutes to go. Djibouti 0, Burkina Faso 4. The points are really safe. How bad will the damage be for Djibouti? Or can they claim a morale-boosting goal? Chance maybe. New man on. He's Sabri Ali. However, he didn't have any support and in the end lost the ball. Ouedraogo. His engine is still purring well. Botu turns back inside. He's got to pass to the far side if he can get his composure. Sonia looking very distraught because he was on his own on the other side of the penalty area and the ball just didn't come. This is Mohamed Fouad, exchanging passes with Hassan Wassama. Here's the captain, Mohamed Bouran, who took the captain's armband after Dawid Waris was substituted around 10 so minutes ago. Siad, no way forward, and the only way is backwards apparently, to Innocent Mboni Hankui. Burkina Faso just really playing the ball around, trying to manage the clock. However, a few more goals would be useful for them in their pursuit of Algeria. Dabo, no ideas from him at the moment, so back it goes to Sonyu. Mohamed Fouad. Burkina Faso just closing up shop, and you can hear their coaches expressing satisfaction as Djibouti try to work out a way through them. And the door is closing more and more on them. Siad, again, he got to go back to the goalkeeper. It's kind of happened to Burkina Faso in the first half. They were unable to play through the midfield and ended up going for long balls forward. And that's what Djibouti are being reduced to as we approach the end of the second half. It's a nice ball picked up by Kabore. And he manages to feed the ball forward to Botu. Oh, Kabore again, he's got the run on the defender, but the defender had reinforcements. Drago trying to go in there again, but it was good work from Omar Abdullah. Keep the possession down the line, looking for Sabri Ali, who gets there into Mohamed Fouad. Inside him is oh, that's a bad foul by Moussa Kanate, and the goal scorer is going to get a yellow card. Well, he complains, but it's sort of a half-hearted complaint. Picked him up with the trail leg rather than the leg he was leading with. Mohamed has also been booked in the game. I think that might be it for Kanate. But before that, we're going to see the introduction of Dramane Nikima, who comes on for Dabo. Something is not bad, but I'm not entirely sure what it is. Mohamed Ouattara comes on. Djibouti continue their quest for a forlorn goal, a consolation, as we head into the last 10 minutes of the game, whilst Burkina Faso try to improve their goal difference. Neither really looks very likely to do it. Forward by Ahmed Mohamed. Coach still encouraging his side and deciding who's going to take the throw in, and it's going to be Siad. Very clear that he wanted Abbas Fouad to get forward. It's a loose ball forward though, and Ouadrago feeds it back into the possession of Hervé Kofi, who in the end has not really had an awful lot to do in the second 45-minute period, after having to do a little bit of work in the first half, mainly to stop Hassan Wassama from opening the scoring. And it proved to be an important stop as well, because it set the foundation for Burkina Faso to be able to go in front right on half-time, as they suddenly came alive after the 40-minute mark. And they've been in command ever since. Out by Deu, only as far as Siad though. Not easy for this young side up against a Burkina Faso side who are a much bigger team than they are. It's well played by Batio into Fouad. Fouad turns away neatly. From Ouattara. Not the best challenge. Sonia Feld. by the little attacking midfielder for Djibouti. And here Meta there trying to get his side to push forward when they're not in possession. It's a habit that they need to have instinctively, and it's worked because they've got the ball back again. This is the way the first half went for a large part of it, that they kind of stopped doing for a large part of the second half, and it's back again in the last 10 minutes. Once the damage has been done now. But all of this is part of the learning curve for this Djibouti side as they try to improve their fortunes on the international stage. Burkina Faso, meanwhile, they're much further forward in their development as they try to challenge the established giants. Still yet to win a title. Still yet to reach the World Cup. These are all goals that are very much on the checklist for their coach, Kamu Malu. A nice turn away by Hassan Wassama, who just had his ankles taken away from him. Mohamed Fouad once more. He's become more and more in possession as the game has gone on. He's taken a much more central role as well as the game has worn on. Siad back in again to him. It's also gone slightly deeper as well after the substitutions. Ahmed Mohamed goes backwards. And as the clock ticks through 85 minutes, there are 5 minutes to go. Djibouti keeping possession, but not doing very much with it. And Burkina Faso just allowing themselves to really play themselves into the ground. Not really achieving very much at the moment, other than the fact that they're showing that they can keep the ball. Looked like a little pull back there on Sabri Ali, but the referee saw nothing wrong. And so it's the Burkina Faso captain, Issoufou Deo, who brings the ball forward instead. Feeds it down the line where, of course, Kabore is running onto it, and he wants the corner. Didn't actually see a Djibouti player touch the ball. Reflective a look from Kamu Malo, but he must be pleased. They've done what they had to do against a side that was stubbornly resistant in the first half. Once, though, that Burkina Faso went in front, they had a period where they completely dominated the game. However, you could say that they haven't quite really finished off Djibouti the way they should have done. No way through, and again it's all the way back to the goalkeeper again. They've run out of ideas, Djibouti. They are not quite sure what to do against this more experienced Burkina Faso outfit. Ouedraogo and Guira have been excellent in midfield together. Maybe not so much in the first half, but in the second half they have come into their own and taken the game over. Is there a fifth goal? Kabare goes down. Referee doesn't give a free kick. Certainly looked like an infringement from here. Two number 7s clash. And Mohamed Fouad is left sprawling on the deck. by the challenge coming in from Nakima. Kabore there, sprawling. It didn't really look like a dive, to be honest with you. I think he might have cramp. Well, he's earned a rest, let's be honest. And it's very nice of them to bring a bed out for him. Well, they don't look particularly happy for a team that is comfortably winning this game. Maybe that's because of the fact that they saw what Algeria did to Djibouti. They must have been thinking that they needed to do something similar. Well, I think the bed's too hard, so Kabore's decided to switch rooms. Going to have another substitution then, and we're going to see the introduction of Seydou Simpore.
Ne joue pas. Là, on fait. Ne joue pas. On fait le changement.
Long ball forward. We are inside injury time at the end of this game. Issa Kabore has finally come off to be replaced by Seydou Simpore after an excellent shift, almost a man-of-the-man shift, man-of-the-match shift rather. Now it's up to his teammates to finish the job. They have a clean sheet at the moment. Algeria are leading the other game. Well, the other game is still half an hour behind this one. There's been a delay over there. But they are leading 5-1 against Niger now. So I think it's fairly clear that when it does finish, they will still be leading. Burkina Faso will still be second on goal difference, and the goal difference will be extended another goal in Algeria's favour if things stay the way they are. Algeria leading with +6 at kickoff. It'll be +7 if things stay the way they are at the moment, with them leading 5-1 at home. Burkina Faso here losing ground, even though they'll be on the same points. Forward by Mbone Hekui, who, apart from the goals, doesn't have an awful lot to do in the game. Here come Djibouti, looking for that last-minute consolation if they can possibly get it. Sabri Ali can't get the corner, and that could well be it. We're inside the last 25 seconds then in Marrakesh. It's going to be another defeat, 3 in a row for Djibouti. The yellow card right at the end of the game. Hervé Kofi given a yellow card for time wasting, and the referee giving him a right tirade of criticism. And the referee blows for full time here in Marrakesh. It's a comfortable win for Burkina Faso, but it took them until injury time in the first half to start it going. Tasoba with his first of the evening inside injury time at the end of the first half. He then doubled the lead 3 minutes into the second half. Then Issa Kabore, who was excellent down the right-hand side, chipped in with a goal for 3-0, and it was finished off by Moussa Kanate, who finally got on target in the 59th minute. Djibouti didn't get their third goal of the campaign, and in the end they are still bottom. Burkina Faso still second behind Algeria. It's finished here, Djibouti 0, Burkina Faso 4.
Chercher les médicaments. Les 15 premières minutes.
Allez, les autres vite. Les autres. Vite, vous rentrez dans le vestiaire pour changer, vous sortez. Ceux qui étaient sur le banc, Momo, tu restes. Saint-Paul, tu restes. Sonia, tu restes. Gauthier, tu restes. Allez, vite, vite. Allez, rapidement. Baba, tu restes. Ben, tu restes. Stéphane, tu restes. Ouais. Si. Sofiane. Sofiane pour ça. Sofiane est où? Ah oui, tu nous laisses l'éclairage au moins pour 30 minutes. Sofiane. Hein? Pas encore, allez-le. Les gars. Comment ça a été?
سول الشتاء ولا سول المدير